Accelerated Algebra 2. This is our fourth lecture, which is 1D. And we're going to go through the algebraic method, going over 4 steps. So we're going to deal with some word problems, but I don't want us to be fear these. I want us to embrace that we have some sort of story that's being told. So let's figure them out. Okay. Um, First one, it says the bill for the landscaping at a new coffee shop includes the cost of plants, the cost of labor. 3 landscapers worked 5 hours each and earned the same hourly wage. The cost of the plants is $524, and the total bill was $816.50. How much did each landscaper make? Okay, so let's think about what we have here. There's information here that we really don't need. We don't really, this is just telling us, getting us set on a story. So then we talk about 3 landscapers. So we have 3 landscapers, call them 3L. They all worked 5 hours each, and they earn the same hourly wage, so which is nice. So someone's not making more than somebody else. So we should go on. The cost of the plants is $524. Okay, so if we just, and I'm just jotting some things down so we can build upon that. So that's how much, and then the plants were, and then there was a total bill that was $816.50. Okay, so think about what's going on here. You have these 3 landscapers working for 5 hours each. So L's the landscaper's wage. Okay, they all work 5 hours. So if I combine these together, that's going to give me 15L. And we know the plants cost $524, and that's equal to 816.50. Okay, so all we have to do now is solve for L. I'm going to be using a calculator that you can't see, but I'm pretty sure you guys are all fine with doing a calculator. So let's see, 816.50.5, subtract 524, because I'm going to subtract 524 from both sides. That leaves me 15L is equal to 292.50. So now I just want to divide each side by 15. And it looks like L is equal to $19.50. So these guys made $19.50 per hour. Did we answer the question? Okay, the landscapers worked 5 hours each. Okay, how much did each landscaper make per hour? Yep, we answered it. Okay, so the main key here is make sure you can combine those together and build upon that. And again, if we have any questions that you come across that you're just not sure and you want some more clarification, make sure you jot those down on your notes. And when you bring your notes back to class next time, we will definitely talk about any questions you might have gone over. Remember, this is all your homework, is just watching these videos. So and then doing the problems that are embedded into the video. So that's really all you got. So you just have to keep your notes and good to go. Okay, this one talks about a car salesman earns a flat $200 a week plus 2% commission on any car sales made. 1 week amount earned was $2,760. How much were the car sales that week? Okay, so you're looking for, what happens is this person sells a car and he gets 2%, and then he earns an extra $200 on it. So this is a nice linear equation. So you talk about they're going to make $200 per week no matter what, and then they're going to have 2%. 2% is the same thing as 0.02, and then call it C or call it S, doesn't really matter. Call it X if you want to. But with this equation, that means that they made $2,760. Okay, so we're going to subtract 200 from both sides. So that's going to give me 2560. And then what do I do with 0.02C? That's right, I divide it both sides. So I'm going to go 2560 divided by 0.02. And this is going to be a bigger number because he has a total amount of car sales. So he sold $128,000 worth of cars in which that he received 2% commission on. So, I don't know how many cars that could be. I mean, you all know there are cars that are definitely sell for that much, and then there's other cars that sell for less than that. So, $128,000 worth of sales per week. Okay. All right. The cost of two sweatshirts at the same price with a tax is $77.16. Okay. If the tax rate is 7.2%, how much does one sweatshirt cost? Okay, so this person bought two sweatshirts. So let's kind of embed this a little bit. Okay, we know that they paid $77.16. So of those two sweatshirts, there's a certain amount of money and a certain tax rate. I'm going to change 7.2 to 0.702, or 0.72, excuse me, 0.072. So what we did is we just moved the decimal twice to the left to get rid of that. Okay, and there's a couple of ways we could go through this. I mean, let's go ahead and combine the 2 times that. So 2 times point, oops, clear. 2 times 0.072 is 0.144x equals 7716. Okay, so because there was 2 shirts, we still paid that same tax. And we're going to undo this. So 0.144x, we have to divide each side by the 0.144. So I have 77.16 divided by 0.144. Ooh, I think I made an error in this problem because I came up with like $535,000. Holy cow. All right, so let me scratch this and let's go back and take a look. I'm going to erase what I have and let's rethink through this. Okay, so you have 2 sweatshirts that cost that much. Oh, you know what? Let's maybe the 2 sweatshirts cost the same amount. Cost that much. If I go 77.16 and I divide that by 2, that means that each sweatshirt costs $38.58. Okay, and that has the tax already included. Okay, so if we divide that by 2, this is what only one shirt with tax costs. Okay, so what we're going to do, I know exactly where we made our error in the last one. It probably worked out the same way. So we have the cost of a shirt being X. Okay, if I were to multiply it just by 0.072, that would just tell me the tax rate. Okay, so there's no way to work this out to get that. So what I'm going to do is, does the shirt cost more because of the tax? The answer is yes. So you're going to, because you're paying more, we're going to make that a 1.072. Okay, because we're actually paying basically 7.2% more per shirt. So I'm paying 107.2% of what the shirt cost because of the tax. So now I'm going to undo this, and I'm happy to go over this with you a little bit. So I'm going to divide each side by 1.072. And this came out to a much nicer. So it looks like rounded up to the nearest penny, this is how much each shirt costs. So they would have it on the, so what this would basically look like is, they would have sale, $35.98. Okay, you go and you pay for the shirt, you actually wind up paying $38.58 because there was a tax on it. Okay. Sorry about that error before. I'm thinking this during the summer. Right now it's July 10th, so I My mind might not have been 100% mathematically today. Plus, this is that day it got to 100 degrees. The first day it got to 100. You remember that one? Hopefully it's cooler now for us. Okay, it says a long haul truck driver must drive at least 540 miles tomorrow to be sure he meets the delivery deadline. He drove 234 miles before taking a break. How long will he need to drive to meet his target at averaging 54 miles an hour? Okay, so he wants to go 540 miles. So let's just kind of break this apart a little bit. I'm just putting some thought process in. And he's already driven 234 miles. So I'm going to go 540, subtract 234. So that means he has 306 miles left. Does that make sense? Okay, so now with that, I guess we could have put that into some sort of equation, but I like doing this little side math here. This just kind of makes the problem a little simpler. Okay, so now 54 miles per hour. So if he's going to drive 54 miles per hour for a certain amount of time, we'll call time X in this case, he needs to go 306 more miles. Okay, divide each side by 54. So I get 306 divided by 54. And it looks like he has to drive about 5.67 hours in order to get to that destination. Okay, there's other ways we could have set this up. We definitely could have said, I don't even want to do it because I think the thought process is here. I like what we have. Okay, you have a photo of friends that you want to frame. The dimensions of the photo are 12 by 18. Okay, that's what the size of the photo is. You decide you want to put a match around it that has a uniform border. So you have some sort of border so it kind of frames out the picture. The perimeter of the mat is 80 inches. How wide is the mat? Okay. So if I were to just find the perimeter of this, it's rectangle, 2 times L plus 2 times W. Little geometry for you. So 2 times L plus 2 times W. So that's 36 plus 24. So that would mean, if I add those together, that would give me 60. So the perimeter of the photo is 60. But now we have this mat that has 80 inches. So now let's think about what is really taking place here. You have, let's pretend I can draw really well. So you have like this frame all around, or like this matted part, makes your picture look all nice. Okay, so we want to figure out how that is. So we know that this outside perimeter is 80 inches. Okay, so we can do this a couple of ways. Think about this. If the photo had been 18 inches, then this distance here, right here, is x, and this distance here is also x. Because x, it's uniform on the width. And then if we know the width is 12 inches as far as the photo, same thing. We have this little dimension here and this little dimension here. So x by x. So I think we can work this out. This was actually pouring more information, but it kind of allowed us to realize that our picture fit inside this matted frame. Okay, so how far is this distance? Well, it's 18 plus 2x. How far is this distance? Oops, this distance right here. That's 12 plus 2x. Okay, so watch what we're going to do. We know that the perimeter is 2L plus 2W. Agree? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I know that the perimeter is already 80. And I have 2 times the length. Well, the length we said was 80 plus 2x. Or 18 plus 2x, excuse me. And I know the width is 2 times the width is 2 plus 2x. Okay, a couple ways I could walk through this problem. I could, oops, what happened here? Gotta go back. Just trying to extend my page. So if I wanted to, I could distribute the 2 over, no problems. And that might be the easiest way to see it. So 36 plus 4x plus 24 plus 4x. Combine like terms. 36 added 24 is 60. Hey, that's our perimeter of our photo. 4x plus 4x is 8x. Subtract 60, so that becomes 20. Divide each side by 8. So I wind up with 20 over 8 is x. So let's reduce that. So the 8 goes in there as 2 and 4/8. Did I get that right? So 2 1/2 inches is the border width. Okay. And again, happy to answer any questions on this. If this wasn't clear on the lesson, I'm happy to go back over it in class, okay? And that was my blank page. Anything else? That's all. So make sure you hit these questions, write down any problems you have. And this was the 4th video. We'll have one more video for you to watch before you come to the next class. Have a great day, everybody. Take care of one another.